Welcome to Hope's Homemade Kitchen. If you're new here, I'm Hope, and each week on this channel, we do step-by-step recipes, comfort foods, and even meal prep ideas. Sometimes we even do copycat recipes. And that's what we're doing today, Olive Garden's minestrone soup. Let's get started and I'll show you the ingredients. We're using garlic, olive oil, vegetable broth, celery, carrots, zucchini, salt, pepper, Italian seasoning, onions, a can of diced tomatoes, a can of cannellini beans, a can of dark red kidney beans, tomato paste, small shells, pasta, spinach, and frozen green beans. So the first step is prepping our vegetables. You want to give them all a good wash. Chop the vegetables in similar size pieces. Now the recipe also calls later for some frozen green beans. I'm going to chop up the frozen green beans into rough, more bite-sized pieces. Now you could probably use fresh green beans. I wouldn't recommend using canned green beans. I think those might be a little too mushy. Okay, those are all of our fresh vegetables except for the spinach, which we will be putting in last. Okay, we're turning the heat to medium-high. I'm going to be adding in about 1/4 cup of olive oil. Once the oil starts heating up a little bit, putting in my onions and celery. I'm going to go ahead and put in my carrots as well. We'll cook those until they're softened and the onions are somewhat translucent. Okay, while the vegetables are cooking and softening up, I'm going to start a pot of water for my pasta. So I'll salt the pasta water. Now some people just put the dry pasta right into the minestrone. That's your choice if you want to do that, and that's easier. I've seen it both ways. I'm going to cook it separately, cook it just to al dente, and then add it at the end. Next, I'm going to add a heaping tablespoon of minced garlic. Now at this point you have quite a bit of liquid in there, so your garlic is not really going to burn. That's why I recommend adding it once the onions and other vegetables become soft. Okay, at this point I'm going to add in 2 to 3 tablespoons of tomato paste. Just give it a stir. I'm going to add in my zucchini. Okay, my pasta water has come to a boil. I'm going to add 1/2 box of small shells. Now, this is a 1-pound box. I'm only going to use about 1/2 of it. Give it a quick stir. We'll just let that cook to al dente, which would only take a couple of minutes. Okay, I'm going to add my seasonings at this point. So I'm putting in about a tablespoon of Italian seasoning, some pepper. I'm starting off with a little bit of salt, probably a half a teaspoon. And then I'll check the salt later, see if I need more when the soup is done. Okay, I'm going to add in 4 cups of vegetable broth. I'm going to add in the green beans that we chopped. A can of diced tomatoes, juice and all. Look at that beautiful color already. I'm going to add in a couple of generous handfuls of spinach. Just the baby spinach right out of the bag. Now this will cook down significantly. If you would rather chop it up, that's up to you. Okay, that pasta is all ready, al dente. I'm going to drain it. So you can see that spinach really shrinks down pretty significantly once it's cooked. Okay, next I'm going to drain and rinse my beans. 1 can of cannellini beans and 1 can of dark red kidney beans. Okay, those go into the pot. Okay, I'm going to add in a little bit of water with this. It's looking like pretty chunky soup. You could add in more vegetable broth or chicken broth if you want. Looking delicious. I'm going to put the lid on and let that cook for a few minutes. Cook it down, make sure all the vegetables are done before I add the pasta. Okay, now we are at the last step. All of those vegetables are nice and cooked. Our last step will be to add our pasta. Now our pasta's already been cooked to al dente. Now that's 2 cups of cooked mini shells. I'm going to give it a little taste test for seasoning, any salt and pepper needed. I think that is perfect. And this is a good time to taste it to your preference to see what kind of seasonings, if it needs anything else. Now this is a pretty hearty soup, but it really is good for any time of year. You don't have to save soups for just fall and winter. To me, because of all of the fresh ingredients in this soup, it's perfect for summer as well. And it's really a great way to use all of your garden vegetables. If you have a garden with onions, zucchini, carrots, this is a perfect soup for that. Okay, let's dish it up and give it a taste test. If you prefer a little more broth and a little less chunky, just add some more broth to it. Or even another can of tomatoes. The official taste test. I'm going to get a bite with all the vegetables, beans, pasta. Now this is a vegetarian meal. You can also make it gluten-free if you use gluten-free pasta. That is so good. I'm tasting all the fresh vegetables, the tomatoes, garlic, a hint of seasoning. And you can make this your own as well. Like I say, some people add potatoes to it. If you don't like a particular vegetable, just leave it out. I really appreciate you joining me here on Hope's Homemade Kitchen. If you like what you saw today, please like the video. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe. You can come back each week for different step-by-step videos of comfort food, copycat recipes like today, and sometimes we do meal prep as well. We'll see you next time.